Before you throw out that empty cat litter jug, what if I told you that it could grow an entire garden? Today, I'm going to turn trash into a mini greenhouse, starting dozens of tomato plants with almost no space, no grow lights, and zero fancy setup. You can go from this to this. So the supplies you need for this project: a drill. You're going to need some duct tape, and you're going to need a sharp knife. The first thing we need to do is to create a hinge opening. So carefully with the knife, you want to cut into the container. It's best to go a little more than half the height of the container. It's similar to the winter sowing jug setup. It gives the plants room to grow. And I always like to do on the side with a handle. It just makes it easier. Pull it open. And there's Jasper. He's always got to get involved in it. So next up, what we're going to do is we're going to mix up our soil mixture. Not brand specific, so you can go with any type that you want to use. Perlite, peat moss, and earthworm castings, which are new to me over the last 2 years, but they're a staple now. They're always going to be in my soil mixture. And by the way, I don't measure anything. It's kind of like cooking in the kitchen. You measure with your heart. So you mainly want your peat moss as your main part of it. Then you want some of the perlite mixed in there. I always do it just so it looks like the kind of soil that you would buy bagged and, pre-bagged. I've also used the Pro Mix before, and that is pretty nice if you can get your hands on it, either on sale or get your hands on it, because sometimes they're just sold out. Okay, and then all I would do is add in earthworm casting. But I don't have a lot of storage space, so I just here I'm drilling 10 to 12 holes in the bottom. It's for drainage as well as for bottom watering. And it just makes it a whole lot easier, because if you were going to do the winter sowing and this is totally sealed up for the whole time, you don't want to open them at all. And traditionally they would be outside with the elements, but with tomato plants, I don't do that. This idea I adapted to inside as opposed to the shelving, because my cats, as you can see, like to get involved in the projects that I do, and I can only imagine what they would do to that shelving unit with seeds while I'm gone, because I've come home to messes before. Here we're going to transplant the seedlings. You don't want the dark spots there, because those are the molded seeds, and that you have to be careful with that whenever you're doing the Ziploc bag. But so you want to kind of keep an eye on them every 2 or 3 days. You want the seedlings that have the healthy green sprouts coming out of them. So I just pass over the molded ones. I've never had an issue with them killing off the plants, the healthier seeds that are going into this massive start that I'm doing here. And kind of out in nature, then they get exposed to all that too. So these plants are going to be babied. They're really resilient. See, there's one of those cats right there. Here I'm labeling up the jug house. I call it jug house. It's greenhouse, jug house. Which one do you prefer? And then you got to put a little effort in pulling that duct tape out. But then I forgot, I didn't cover the seedlings. You guys have the brain fog moments like that whenever you're going through something, kind of important, because, this is all about getting that joy back into the garden. So now we're going to seal it up, and that's pretty much it, guys. And once it's sealed up, of course you can open it, and I usually don't. I just get them in there, get them growing. And so then I use these little trays that I get from the Dollar Tree to keep them sturdy. Another cat house tip. And if you tried this method out before, please comment below if you have any tips and tricks, because I have 2 very active 3-year-old cats who, the only way I can keep these jugs safe is by keeping them in these little cheap handy dandy trays right here. And then I put them right there till it's in a warm sunny day. I can take them out, let them get some sunshine and wind, and then I bring them right back in. And we will check on these in about another week or so. So stay rooted, my friends. No, what have I told you?